Are you the one she was traveling with?
Well, not exactly. I hopped this freight, and there she was with the baby.
You ever been around here before, Mr.
Broderick? No, it's the first time. I'm from the coast.
The coast, huh? Okay. Long, I think we'd better talk to her. Broderick, we have to find that baby.
What's the matter?
Does he look familiar to you?
He matches the description we got.
Yeah, but that face. Oh, never mind, it'll come.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story: Diana Hyland, Lynn McCarthy, Royal Dano. Tonight's episode, When the Bough Breaks.
North Dakota. It is 26 months since the escape, and still another city has become a blind alley for Richard Kimball. The man with one arm, author of the crime for which Kimball was to die, remains elusive. And again, it is time to move on.
You, brother. Another 30 seconds and that long blue arm would have grabbed the old preacher and shaken all the good works out of him.
You looked like you needed a hand, that's all.
And lo, a hand did appear, and a good strong arm to go with it. They called me preacher.
Steve Broderick.
Peter. They named you after the wrong saint, brother. Christopher, that'd have been more like it. Oh, now we are three.
The lady will have to introduce herself.
Your wife?
No?
Well, that's all right, brother, even if it's just in the eyes of the Lord.
I never saw her before 5 minutes ago.
What's your name, child?
Carol.
Well, I'm called Preacher. And this is Mr. Broderick. And now where are you bound for, Sister Carol?
Fargo.
Now we are four.
Don't touch him.
Oh, we mean you no harm at all. To you or to the little baby. But you can't blame it for being a little bit surprised by it all.
It's none of your business.
Well, that's true, sister, but...
No place for a child. How old is he? 4 or 5 months?
5 months. But he's my baby and I can take him anywhere I like. Look, I don't have the money to go any other way.
No money at all?
Where did you say you preach, brother?
Wherever I'm needed, brother. In the very depths of a coal mine or in a mansion on a hill. Wherever I'm needed.
Well, where might you be needed now?
Sister, do you have any friends in Fargo?
My husband?
Well, that's nice.
Does he know you're arriving in a boxcar?
No, he doesn't. I wanted to surprise him. Now, would you please leave me alone?
You in some sort of trouble, sister?
What do you mean?
Pretty girl like you, riding alone with a tiny baby?
I told you I'm trying to find my husband.
Fine. Oh, where's he been?
You don't understand. It's me. I was in an automobile accident, and my parents live in Grand Forks, and they've been taking care of my baby and me.
Isn't that a husband's job?
My husband is a musician. He's a bass player, and he's on the road a lot.
How about that, brother? Are you bound for Fargo, too?
Like you, brother, I go where I'm needed.
And what might you be needed for?
You name it.
Well, maybe I will. Have you ever tried spreading the good word?
You mean down in the coal mines?
Or don't forget the mansion, brother. Never forget the mansion. Don't fret, brother. It's just a routine stop.
Does it look routine?
What is it?
2 men checking the cars. They could be police.
I think they're after me. Could you help me?
Why would they be after you?
My father sent them. Believe me, I haven't done anything wrong.
About 5 cars down.
Please, you've got to help me.
You want to make a couple of bucks, preacher?
A couple?
Help spread the good word.
Go on.
I want you to be a decoy. See if you can get those 2 men to chase you. If they catch you, they'll just throw you out of the yard. You can run around and hop another freight.
Maybe they might be the kind that enjoy roughing an old man up.
All right. $5.
Sure, I'll help you, brother, but only because you helped me.
Go on.
married Jimmy when I was 17, and my father says it's illegal, and if I go back to him, he'll charge Jimmy with contributing to the delinquency of a minor or something.
What is your husband doing in Fargo?
We live there.
That's the first place you'll look.
What else can I do?
Well, we can make it a little more difficult for them. And get off the bus before the terminal.
Who's in charge here?
I can help you.
Are you in charge?
Not exactly.
Well, then you can't help me, brother.
Come on. This guy wants to see you, Lieutenant Mallison.
First, I'd like to know what kind of reward's involved here.
All right, what have you got?
Well, that girl, the one the babysitter described, the one from Grand Forks.
Hey, go on.
Well, I seen her. Now, what's that worth?
By itself, not much.
Well, how about this, brother? I can tell you she's not alone. I can tell you she's right here in Fargo.
Good for another hour or so.
Well, I guess I better be going.
Thank you for everything.
I got your room, that's all.
I seem to be leaning on you. It's my call. Jimmy? Are you sure Operator Klondike 54269? Thank you. Doesn't make sense. She said the number's been disconnected.
Well, maybe he moved.
He wouldn't move without writing me. Unless he didn't, my father tore up the letter. I've got to find him.
What is it?
I don't know. Keeps happening since the accident. 1 minute I feel okay, and the next minute it's though I just jumped off a merry-go-round.
What do the doctors say?
Nothing organic. They think I'm soft in the head. Anyhow, I've got to find Jimmy.
I think you better stay off your feet for a while.
I can't. I've got to find him.
Look, give me his address. I'll see if I can find out what happened.
No, you've done too much.
All right, don't worry about it.
Well, I think it's only a few blocks from here.
You better tell me where he works in case there's no one there.
You sure you don't mind? I seem to be handing you all my problems.
That's all right.
Well, here I go again, leaning on you. You throw me a life preserver and I asked for the whole ship.
Looking for some friends of mine. The only address I have is 226 Oglethorpe.
That's it over there. Except they start tearing it down first thing in the morning. Whole block's going for a big shopping center. Funny, huh? Once upon a time, you were brand new and pretty. The next thing you know, you're all used up. They trample all over you.
How long has it been since anyone's lived there?
I don't know. Must have been around last April. Sorry, but unless your friends have 4 legs, long tails, and big cheese, you won't find them in there.
No, thanks.
Sure. Come back anytime. I'm here every afternoon.
Please, let's talk about it just
We've already talked.
But we don't know that it was Carol.
You read the description. We know she was going to the park this morning.
Wait, I know she wouldn't do anything this terrible.
Laura, she kidnapped a 5-month-old baby. How do you do? My name's Pearson. I think this is the girl that you've been looking for. She's our daughter.
Baby, this is a story song. You know what a story song is? It tells a story. The girl is lonely. You see, she lives in sort of a dream world. She drifts into this bar and she tells the bartender she wants something cool. Not just a drink, you know what I mean? She thinks she's a real lady. Baby, this is like Tennessee Williams, not the Hutsut song.
To what?
Want to see me?
Well, I'm looking for a man. He used to work here. Maybe he still does.
Try me.
Jimmy Hollister.
You're looking for Jimmy Hollister?
Well, not exactly. His wife's trying to locate him.
Carol?
That's right.
Well, let me tell you something, mister. Somebody's putting one of us on. Either way, it's not very funny.
What does that mean?
Jimmy and Carol and their little baby piled up in Jimmy's sports car about a year ago.
And?
And Carol was the only one that pulled through. I guess you're the one that's being put on.
I guess so.
Now remember, baby, it's like she's in a dream world or something.
That's the one, all right. She was carrying the baby, and this guy I told you about was with her. They got off the bus at Maple Street.
What did he look like?
I don't know, just a guy, 5'11", 6 feet, around 165 pounds. Middle 30s, I guess. Black hair. That's about it.
That matches the description the old man gave us. Wonderful. That proves our only 2 witnesses have fair eyesight and they're telling the truth. Well, that description probably fits 2,000 men in this town, including yourself, Sergeant. All right, Mr. Flynn, you can go now. Thanks for your help.
Sure thing.
Well, at least we got the picture. Did the press get copies?
They just went out.
Well, we know that bus driver dropped him off in Maple Street. Maybe we'll get lucky.
He could have taken a cab from there.
You're supposed to be the optimist around here.
Oh, I just mean it's possible.
Yeah, forget it. Well, there it is. Typical picture of the hardened criminal.
On the treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. Go to sleep, baby. You'll be back real soon. Real soon you'll be back. Jim. Did you find him? Can you take me to him?
No, I didn't find him, Carol.
What's the matter?
Whose baby is that?
He's mine. He's my baby.
No, he isn't.
He's mine.
Carol, listen to me.
No. No, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear. My father sent you, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Well, then why?
Carol, you've got to take that baby back where he belongs.
He belongs with me now. You stop talking like that. Oh, nobody's gonna take you away from me. No! Please, you've got to help me find Jimmy.
Your husband's dead, Carol.
Why are you saying that?
But you know I'm your friend, don't you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything. I only know I have to get out.
Carol, I helped you on the train, didn't I? I helped you find this place, and I helped you look for your husband, right? Well, now I want to help you again. I want you to stay here.
Where are you going?
But I'm just going to go out for a while.
When are you coming back? Look, I don't like being alone.
You'll be all right.
Take me with you, please.
I can't do that.
Jimmy, I can't stay here.
You've got to stay here, though. I'll be right back. I promise.
But I don't like it here. Let me come with you to the club. Please.
I'll tell you what. The club closes. I'll come back and we'll go out for a cup of coffee. Okay?
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Jimmy. No last drink with the boys.
That's a promise.
I couldn't stay there all alone. Don't be mad with me.
Carol, I told you I can't take you with me. Go back to the room and wait for me, will you?
Jimmy, you know I'm scared.
I know, but you gotta get off the street. You're too easy to spot with a baby. Carol, I've got to go. I'll be late, okay?
Okay. Hush, baby, hush. I've got to do what Daddy says. No. Come on, baby, now we go home.
Hotel, room 214. The child is all right. Well, it's not important who I am. What's important is that you realize that the girl is no criminal. She's just sick. She really believes that that child is hers. Well, that's all I can tell you.
Where is he, honey? Why doesn't he come back? Said he'll be back soon, and soon's all gone now. Please come back.
Hey, baby. Maybe your daddy will bring you a nice surprise. Would you like that? Huh? Maybe some pretty birds to hang over your crib? You know what he'll do? He'll lift you way into the air. Yeah. And you look down and you wonder who all those tiny people are down there. And you laugh and laugh.
Your daddy isn't here. He's waiting for us back at the hotel. Yeah. Baby, I forgot. I can't take you with me. I can't. I really can't. You see, if they see us together, they'll know who we are. And they'll try to get you away from me, and then they'll try to keep you away from me. And you don't want that to happen, do you? And wait for Mommy to come back, okay? Keep here and wait for Mommy to come back. I'll only be gone a few minutes. And then I'll bring Daddy back with me. And we'll all be together again like before. When we laughed. Yeah. I love you, baby.
Hey, sexy, how about some service?
Cheeseburger or chili dog?
Chili dog, and put some cheese on it.
Chili dog. Add some cheese.
And a hunk of that lousy berry pie.
You really add a lot of class to this joint.
I'm not selling class.
You haven't got it to give away.
Hey, check the radio. They caught that dame that kidnapped that baby.
Yeah? Where?
Cops got an anonymous tip. She was at this hotel, and she walked right into it. Check the radio.
Hey, what about the baby? Is he all right?
That's the weird part.
Child
Listen.
is hers. The police thus far have been unable to obtain any information which would enable them to locate the still missing baby. Mrs. Hollister has told the officers she will only turn the child over to her husband. Hospital psychiatrist Dr. Max Eisen has stated that the young woman has apparently transferred her late husband's identity to the man who has been reportedly traveling with her. The police have asked all newspapers and radio and television stations to broadcast this appeal for the man to come forward immediately. Although police remain relatively optimistic, they have expressed serious concern for the welfare of the tiny infant, and they feel this man, whoever he is, can ensure the safe return of the child. Meanwhile, Mrs. Hollister remains confined to Fargo Memorial Hospital.
Same old story. She won't talk to anybody but her husband, whoever that is.
Carol's parents. Sid called they were coming up.
Miss Pearson? Mrs. Pearson?
She told you where the baby is?
No, not yet.
She'll tell me, all right.
Please, no.
Mr. and Mrs. Pearson, this is Mrs. Fisher, child's mother. Mr. Fisher's out of town, but he's flying in tonight.
don't know what to say to you.
Our daughter will tell us where your baby is. I promise you that.
Do you think so?
Don't worry.
I hope so. But please don't be too hard on her. She's been under a terrible strain.
She's been. What about you?
Well, it's like this, Mr. Pearson. I'm worried. And I'm frightened. I'm terribly frightened. But I know that, God willing, we'll get our baby back. And, well, our baby will never know anything happened to him. But you're going to have to worry about your daughter for a long time after this.
You actually sound like you feel sorry for her.
May we see our daughter now, Lieutenant, please?
Just a moment.
Doctor, may we see our daughter, please?
I think it would be better if you didn't right now. Maybe a little later.
Why not now?
Well, you see, a great part of her delusion center on you, Mr. Pearson. Her fears of you. She seems to think that you want to take away her baby and do some sort of harm to her husband.
She doesn't have a baby or a husband.
She thinks she does. They're very real to her. And right now, you represent a terrible threat. Seeing you, I think it would be wiser if you waited a little while.
There's a lounge at the end of the corridor. Why don't you wait down there? We'll let you know the minute anything happens.
Come on, Whit. Why don't you come too, Mrs. Fisher?
I'd better go back in.
Now, where are we? Still waiting for the little man who wasn't there.
Well, call me if anything comes up. We'll be here for a couple hours. I just want to know if he's shown up here.
Excuse me. I think I'm the one you're looking for.
Are you the one she was traveling with?
Well, not exactly. I hopped this freight, and there she was with the baby. I helped her out a little, and then she began hitting the front pages.
You the one that phoned us about the hotel?
That's right.
You ever been around here before, Mr.
Broderick? No, it's the first time. I'm from the coast.
Coast? Okay. Come along, I think you'd better talk to her. Broderick, we have to find that baby.
What's the matter?
Did he look familiar to you?
He matches the description we got.
Yeah, with that face. Oh, never mind, it'll come.
It took so long.
I got tied up at the club.
Jimmy, I didn't know what to do.
Where's the baby, Carol?
I didn't want to leave him there. And I was afraid my father would see us and take him away.
You did the right thing. Now, if you tell me where he is, I'll go get him.
Oh, Jimmy, can't you get me out of here?
Honey, you can't leave right now.
But I don't understand. All these policemen asking me questions, and I haven't done anything. I haven't. What did my father tell them? Why does he have to lie like that?
Honey, everything's going to be all right, I promise. Now tell me where the baby is.
Oh, so dark and dirty. It really was. It was disgustingly dirty. I didn't want to leave them there. I almost didn't.
Where did you leave him?
At home.
In the apartment.
Anything wrong?
No. Nothing's wrong. Hey, you get some sleep.
You bring him back here.
Right now.
Well, maybe by the time you get back, everything will be straightened out and we can go home.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, Jimmy. You know, it's been sort of like a nightmare.
Well, that's what it is, Carol, a nightmare. Almost over.
Don't be long.
Goodbye, Carol.
Did she tell you?
Yes.
Well, where is he? We'll go get him. You stay here.
Well, I can get him.
Okay. You got a car?
I'll take a cab.
I'll drive you myself.
Well, that's not necessary.
No, I insist. Come on.
Right here. This is the street. You said it was on this block. I guess it could be any one of these houses.
Well, let's get started.
To save time, you take one, I'll take the next.
Okay. Found him. Pretty handy with kids.
They cry, you pick them up.
Well, that was a decent thing you did. I mean, take someone like you on the road hopping freights. It's a safe bet that kind of a guy's got a record he's running from. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure.
Most of the time, they're parole jumpers, runaway kids. Once in a while, even a wanted criminal. On the other hand, sometimes you find really decent people bumming around. What I'm trying to say is, guys on the run from the police isn't likely to come forward the way you did. They'll hop the first freight out of town.
You mean if he was in some sort of trouble?
That's right. He was in some sort of trouble. All right, if I drop you here? Might save you some time. If I take you back, there'll be all sorts of questions. Picture in the papers, you know.
Well, thanks.
It's all right, brother. That's right, isn't it? Roderick?
Yeah, that's right.
To my report, you know. So long.
She's still terribly confused, but she's beginning to accept the fact that the baby wasn't hers. However, we have to move very slowly.
I just want to see my daughter.
All right. But please remember what I said. She's terribly frightened of you.
May we go in now?
Remember who that guy was?
No.
We can get out the mugshots.
Forget it, will you?
Sure.
Another town with its 1,000 faces. Examine them well, for somewhere among them, tonight, tomorrow, next week, will be one face that will tighten in recognition. And for a fugitive, the running will begin again.
But that cost you plenty.
It didn't. It didn't cost him anything. He stole it from Mr. Depot.
The sheriff?
Yeah, he's with my father. My father's a detective, and they're after him.
Hey, Phil, I told you not to make things up.
I'm not making it up. It's the truth.
It's worse all the time. I guess the next thing he'll be telling you is that I'm a murderer.
He is. He killed his wife.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The co-stars in tonight's story, Kurt Russell, John Doucette, Slim Pickens, also starring Barry Morse as Lieutenant Philip Gerard. Tonight's episode, Nemesis.
A trout hatchery, high in the mountains, made to order for Richard Kimball, fugitive. Far off the main road, a lonely job, too lonely for most men.
Something holding you up? Only you. You fellas are following me to see where I dump these fish.
Oh, just want to catch a few. Somebody's got to catch them sometime.
Not these. They're only 7 inches. Wait till they grow up.
Pan size, real sweet. Just as good in my belly as the next fella's. You know, I was given to understand that the hatchery raises them fish for the public.
That's right.
Well, I'm public. I'm guaranteed 100% 14-carat public. So why don't you just do your job and dump the fish, huh?
I will when I find the right stream.
You was headed somewhere. You must have had a stream.
I guess I lost it.
When you're figuring on finding it again.
When you two hotshot fishermen get off my back.
Mister, for what it's worth, my name's Diebold. Sam Diebold. Now, why don't you go on ahead and plant them trout and make believe you never saw me, and maybe I can do you a favor sometime. Maybe when you come into town, huh?
I don't get into town much.
Look at this batch. There's all kinds of ways a man can look at a batch.
What do you mean, scared?
I don't know.
He didn't act scared.
Oh, it's something, you know, like I talked to him someplace or somewhere. Oh, you don't meet your kid, he'll come back.
Any more for the set?
Yeah, a lot, but I got Jim Brown, and he's the hardest. I had to trade 2 rams and an eagle for him.
He's worth it.
bet they got a lot of deer up in those mountains.
I guess.
And a lot of neat trails for hiking.
I suppose.
Dad, you think you'll get some time off this summer?
Yeah, maybe. It's hard for me to get away, Phil.
You got away now.
Well, and drive your grandma back.
She could have flown.
No, she's scared to fly. She's no lady, Phil. She's been sick. Maybe later in the summer, I get a break, things ease off.
You find that killer, that Kimball guy.
Some men drive taxis, and some men sell clothes. I'm a detective. Would you rather I weren't?
Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't trade a detective for anything. You'll find him. You wait and see. We'll get some time off.
Sure.
You gonna check him pretty soon, Dad?
Pretty soon. Why?
I gotta stop anyway.
Okay.
Be right back, Dad.
The whole area, from 8th Street to Vanguard, and tell Peters I said to give you a hand. Captain Carpenter.
Hello, Captain.
Phil. Glad you're early. I tried to get you at the motel.
Anything wrong?
You had a call. This peace officer going through some old wants thinks he might have a fix on Kimball.
Where?
It's a little place called Northby, Wisconsin. That's in Varden County. He said to tell you that he wasn't sure of the ID, but he'd be glad to grab him and hold him.
No, he'll scare him off. It can't be more than about 200 miles. It's early. Tell him I'm coming up. Tell him I'll be there in 3-4 hours. I'll call you. We're going to take a little side trip up to the mountains.
You gonna take some time off?
Well, maybe. But lucky, maybe.
Oh, now, Sonny, this is police business. You wouldn't want to get in the way, would you?
I just want to see you catch him.
Just like your daddy. Gotta be there yourself.
Now, you stay here, Phil.
Ain't no punishment staying here with Mrs. D-Bone. She makes just about the best cookies in town.
I don't want any cookies.
Well, that's enough, Phil. We won't be long. You'll be able to see him when we bring him in. You ready?
Almost. Got to gas up the car. I ain't got but half tank.
Well, how far is it?
From here, it's about 12, 14 miles.
Half tank ought to be plenty.
I guess. Yeah, you can break out a couple of carbines and get some extra ammo. I'll see you later on.
Okay.
Oh, save yourself.
Oh, you'll be fine. Something wrong?
Yeah, I left my football cards in the car.
Well, you ain't gonna get them just standing here. And you ain't gonna get no ice cream neither, unless you hustle yourself right back to the kitchen.
Where's your car?
Well, it's in town being fixed.
What about this truck?
I'll never catch him in that thing. Well, it ain't my fault.
You left the keys in the wagon.
So that makes me outdone.
You think it makes you smart?
Smart enough for one of me, you wouldn't be on this trail in the first place.
Check the whole area. Good. I'll keep in touch with him. All right, I've got it. Thank you, Major. First Street National Guard unit. They've got that copter off already. You don't think it'll do any good?
You're running the show.
Well, we're getting 8 men from the sheriff in Melrose.
Yeah, that's what he said.
4 from Wilson, 6 from La Crosse. They ought to be able to keep the main roads covered.
There's only about 100 back roads, and they don't show on no maps.
Well, that copter can make all the difference. A white station wagon on these green hills.
Les Kimball ditches the wagon and goes by Shanks, Mayor.
He might. He knows every back trail around here for 20 miles.
Now, I offered to pick him up and hold him.
You had your chance.
I know. Now, did I want some help in looking, I'd ask the boys in the fire towers.
Fire towers?
Lookout towers for the Forest Service.
Sheriff Diebold here.
Sam, the boy's gone.
What? Now listen, honey. Sugar, now calm down. Ain't nothing to worry about. Kid don't just disappear. Did you look in the tool crib, or?
Mrs. Diebold, this is Lieutenant Gerard.
Narc but cleaned off my pins, Lieutenant. I had his ice cream all dished out.
He went out with you.
No, sir. He asked if he could go back to the car. Said he left something there. Some kind of cards.
Oh, yeah, his football cards.
Well, anyways, when I come out, he was nowhere to be seen. And the station wagon was gone, too. So, well, I thought maybe if you looked in the back of the wagon. Lieutenant?
Now, Mrs. Diebold, listen carefully. This is very important. He wouldn't go anywhere without those cards. So I want you to go out to my car now and look on the seat.
Already did that, Lieutenant. Was nothing there.
You stayed with that lady like your father told you to. You know who I am? Well, do you?
Your name's Kimball and you killed your wife.
That's not true.
My dad says so.
Your dad is wrong.
You want me to go by what he says? couldn't help it. It slipped.
Let me see what you have in your head. Come on. Football cards, huh? No Johnny Unitas? Boy, I ought to have a Johnny Unitas. How far back have you been dropping him?
Not far, honest.
Now listen to me. I'm not your father. Now, if I killed my wife, I'm dangerous. If I didn't, I'm tired of running. Either way, you'll be a smart boy if you just sit there and behave yourself and don't try anything, all right? All right.
You can see how those fire towers are located. There are two in every sector. With those high-powered glasses, they don't miss much.
Yeah, if he stays in the open places. But if he ditches them under the trees, that's a different story. Cars here.
Anything on the two-way?
He wouldn't think to have it on. Give it to me, please. And turn it on.
Lieutenant Gerard, National Guard helicopter. Lieutenant Gerard, Mel Haney, come in, please.
Haney here. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Have you seen anything?
A couple of camping parties is all, but I've still got the north side. I can cross the ridge before it gets dark.
All right, check back with me, please.
Will do.
You stay with it. Sure gets cold up in them hills at night.
You said there were some blankets in the wagon.
Well, it wouldn't do 'em much good if they ditched the wagon. It's cold up there, no food. You know something, Lieutenant? If he was my kid...
He isn't. I saw some canned stuff in the wagon. They'll stop need.
Oh, sure. We're hot on Kimball's tail, so he's going to stop and feed the kid. I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to look out for number one. He's going to dump that kid somewhere anyway. Up in these woods, it doesn't matter much where either.
Oh, I knew Kimball. Oh, everything about him. Kind of food he likes, kind of books he reads, what kind of toothpaste he uses. I know him. I know what he'll do.
He's in a jam. You said he was a killer.
The jury said that. I know him. He'll stop and feed the boy.
Beef stew?
If it's hot. Want me to build a fire?
We're not going to have any fires, Phil. The lookout towers can spot a fire from Mars.
I hate cold soup, too.
So do I. All right, tell him. I'd like to try it.
Are you going to let me go?
First chance I get. Phil, I don't like playing games. You want to play cops and robbers, you'll have to play with someone else. All right, little hot suit coming up.
Looks like we draw another blank.
You sure?
I'm sure, Lieutenant. Hold it. Lieutenant Haney back. Sorry if I gave you a buzz. I must have scared up a deer or something.
You coming in now?
Be dark in 20 minutes, I better.
Okay. Over and out. How you doing?
Fine.
We don't need much more.
Yes, sir. I know from camping with Dad.
You better hurry up. It's getting late.
Yes, sir.
Need any help?
No, sir.
Your father taught you how to make a fire, too. Go on. Go on. All right, get in the car. Go on.
I'm gonna walk. You were invited to come. You stay and meet him.
Stay?
The towers will have spotted the fire. Your father's been notified. He should be here in a couple of hours. You stick in the wagon.
Hey, mister! Mister, wait! Wait a minute! Wait! Oh, don't make me stay, please!
You'll be all right in the wagon. You've been camping before.
Not like this, not alone. I'm scared. Please, I'm afraid of the dark. I've always been.
There's an old jacket in the car. Well, go on. What are you waiting for?
Yes, I thought.
Just turn out the spotlight when you're there. Go on.
No, sir.
Well, I am. It's like a good place to camp. We're gonna need some pine.
Yes, sir.
Got any matches, Phil?
No, sir.
Well, let's have a look. Now, you don't want me to search you, do you? Your father tell you it wasn't safe to play with matches?
Well, you had us clumping up here like an army tank. You figure he was going to sit here and wait?
I didn't figure he'd be here at all.
Well, you had the boys up in the towers trying to spot a campfire.
At least we're closer than we were an hour ago. Let me your flashlight.
Well, he's on foot, so he's going to try to make time, not let any little kid hold him up. I mean, assuming the kid's still with him, assuming he didn't ditch him someplace already.
He hasn't ditched him yet.
Well, he ditched the car just like I said, didn't he?
All he had was half a tank of gas, just like you said. That's Phil's sweater.
Okay, so he was here. That don't mean nothing, don't make much difference. Nothing we can do till morning, not knowing which way they're headed.
Don't let it. See that sleeve? What direction's that?
Oh, that's, south by west, heading down Melrose way.
Phil never put a sweater down as neatly as that in his life. Melrose Sheriff Station. Come in, Melrose Sheriff Station.
Melrose, Sergeant Maynard. Go ahead.
This is Lieutenant Gerard. I think we got it pegged. General direction south by west, moving towards Melrose. That puts it up to you.
I'll tell the sheriff.
Thanks.
Oh, Lieutenant, I've got a kid myself. We'll stay on it until we pick them up.
I appreciate that, Maynard. Very much. Over and out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just admiring your fishing pole.
That's yours.
Just like that? For nothing?
Taking that gun out of my face. And maybe letting us have some breakfast.
Well, now, I never did have no resistance against making a good deal. Hey, that is a good trade. But that cost you plenty.
It didn't. It didn't cost him anything. You stole it from Mr. Devo.
Sheriff?
Yeah, he's with my father. My father...
Keep my camp meat back here. The law gets kind of snoopy. Reckon you know about that, though. Didn't hear you tell him thanks, boy. Well, now look, son, just 'cause a man kills his wife.
I didn't kill my wife.
I know. I didn't kill this deer neither.
Corbin, you home?
Uh-oh. That's Matt Davis, the game warden. Keep him quiet. Hello, Matt. I wasn't looking for you up this way today. Come on in.
Anytime you don't keep one eye open for me. The fire tower asked me to check. See any strangers around? Man, the kid.
Man, the kid?
Man's name's Kimball. They're pretty sure he's in this area. He's a murderer. Got the kid yesterday.
Any reward offered?
Not that I know of.
I haven't seen him, but if he shows up, well, I'll get a hold of you.
You do that.
Hey, I'll walk you part way down the hill. Sure there ain't no reward offered for that cutter.
I'm sure of one thing. If you saw him and didn't tell me, you're in big trouble. Hey, you be a good boy. Don't try anything.
Ain't you and I talk a deal?
I didn't mean it. It fell. I didn't mean it.
Like you didn't mean the cards at the fire.
Honest, I didn't do it on purpose. Didn't you ever get blamed for something you didn't do? I mean...
Yeah, I know what you mean. They both must have heard it. Corbin will get you back to your father. He deserves you. All right, back off. In the other room, move. Matt Davis, to Moose Peak Lookout. Matt Davis, to Moose Peak Lookout.
Moose Peak Lookout, go ahead.
They said Corbin would be waiting to take us up.
You shouldn't have come down.
Take us a week to get up there without him. That's him.
I'm Lieutenant Gerard.
Howdy. I got a nice fat buck waiting for you up yonder.
How far?
Oh, about a half a mile, straight up.
How's the boy?
Oh, fine, just fine.
I wouldn't touch that. It's not a toy.
I know. Is this the switch when you want to talk to somebody?
I ask you to leave it alone, Phil. Haven't you done enough damage already? Just keep your hands to yourself. You better keep this out of his reach.
You too. I'll be right there. You said half a mile.
Oh, now, I never measured it. It's just up here a little ways.
Help me.
Take it easy. Come on, I'll get you up.
Thanks.
Hey, learn to say thanks.
Yes, sir.
Good pull.
You didn't have to come back. You knew they'd be here pretty soon. Could you tell me something?
I thought you knew everything.
My dad, he says the jury was sure.
People have always been sure, Phil. Sure the world was flat. Sure they could make gold out of lead. They were sure that if a mad dog bit them, they'd die. Being sure doesn't make you right.
He's gone. He got away.
What about the boy?
I don't know. Kimball clipped me. Which way would you guess?
Well, all I can say is we never run into him coming down.
Lucky you didn't break your leg. Did it hurt much?
No.
What's the matter? Come on, what is it?
You and Dad, you can't both be right. You better run.
You won't tell him which way I've gone. Even if your father asks. Phil, one break.
Yeah, I just cut my foot. He said I better get to a doctor.
Where is he? Phil?
Dad, he came back and he helped take off the trap.
Which way did he go? Phil, don't you understand? He's wanted for murder.
He says he didn't do it.
Of course he says that.
And if he's right? If he's right?
Well, it means that I'm wrong. Doesn't it, Phil? Which way? You get your walkie-talkie back to the cabin?
Yes.
We'll call a fire tower on the way down. Tell him to contact the Melrose sheriff and tell him it's changing direction. He's moving north by northeast. Right. Get the boy back down to the car. Yes, Phil.
He really did go the way I said. I wasn't lying to you.
I never thought you were. Well, it wasn't your fault he got away. He is smart. I hope you understand that.
Yes, sir.
But not that smart. He'll make a mistake. When he does, I'll bring him in. Then I'll take some time off and we'll go camping, right?
Yes, sir.
For Richard Kimball, another shabby room, another lonely night, another reaching out to touch someone he has met along the way. That is how it is. That is how it must remain. Richard Kimball is a fugitive.
You ever been to Miami Beach?
Yes?
The girl?
Yes.
Particular girl.
In particular, yes, but she didn't carry a gun.
I heard about those nights down there. They're warm. Very warm. Bet we could really swing down there.
Just the three of us. You and me. And all that money.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Leslie Nielsen, Carol Rawson, Jean Bough. Tonight's episode, Tiger Left, Tiger Right.
Those who run need sanctuary, a time and a place to catch their breath and plan ahead. On the estate of a wealthy couple, Richard Kimball has found a temporary haven.
Hey, Frank, look!
Watch yourself, Glenn.
Look, Mom!
Right, did you hurt?
It might be a broken arm. He's probably sprained his ankle, too.
Oh, Glennie, I've told you a dozen times about that wall.
Now, come on, partner, you get a free ride.
I'll call the doctor.
No, let's take him right in.
Son.
All right, young man, let's test that ankle. How does it feel?
Okay.
Fine. We'll have that arm fixed up in no time.
Would you want me to go with him?
No, don't bother, Frank. You can take the car back. Dr. Garber will drop us off later.
Say, you'll tell me about it when you get home, huh?
Frank. Thank you.
Let's see, something wrong with the distributor, I think.
Want me to give you a hand?
Thank you, I'd sure appreciate it.
Well, it doesn't look too serious.
Good.
I'll get it. Hello?
Let me talk to your mother.
It's for you, Mom.
Hello? Hello?
Mrs. Pryor?
Yes?
Well, now you look. I've got your husband.
What?
If you want to get him back, you're going to have to pay me.
Cheney, did you make the call?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what did she say, Cheney? Will you answer me?
Come on.
Come on, now, Cheney, no more of that. Stop!
Come on. Get up.
Frank Jordan. Who the devil's Frank Jordan?
I'm Frank Jordan.
You empty-minded jerk.
What were you doing in the car with his wife and kid?
I'm the gardener. Boy got hurt in the yard. Driving him to the doctor.
Calluses and dirt under the nails. Well, that's no millionaire. That's the hired help. Congratulations. You got us a real prize, didn't you?
What am I supposed to do? The kid was even hugging him.
Gardner. That's terrific. What's he worth, Cheney? $5? Maybe 10.
Oh, don't. Fire I wanted. I wanted to make him sweat out every minute.
What'd you say your name was?
Frank.
Not a bad-looking guy, Frank.
Never mind how he looks.
How long you been with the Pryor?
2 months.
He says the kid hugged you.
So? Nothing but a lousy gardener.
He's alive. Pryor might not want a dead man on his conscience.
Yeah, what does he care? What he did to me sits on his pennies.
Now, what have we got to lose? Some money's better than no money. All you got to do is make another phone call. Well, if you won't do it, I will.
All right.
You're in luck, Frank. We're going to trade you in.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't have asked you to drop by, Lieutenant. Probably just a crank call. Something else happened this morning that disturbed us.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Pryor. What was it that disturbed you?
Well, we found one of our cars down the road. It was abandoned. The key's still in the ignition.
Stolen?
No, nothing like that. Our gardener was bringing it back from town. Look, it's probably just a false alarm. Maybe he got bored with his job and took off.
Frank would have told us. He's a responsible man.
My wife has great faith in human nature, Lieutenant. She should have been a social worker.
Mike, a man is missing. He may be in trouble.
Wait. There's no harm in checking. You want to give us a description, Doug?
His name's Frank Jordan. He's in his mid-30s, 6'1" or 2, dark hair, comes from, I don't know. Do you, Laura?
No. Oh, would a picture help?
Yes, very much, Mrs. Pryor.
I took one on Glenn's birthday. He wanted Frank in the picture. I think it's in Glenn's bedroom. Excuse me.
Hello.
Hello? Pryor?
That's right. Who's this?
Never mind. How's your family gardener?
What about him?
He's going to die unless you cough up $25,000.
But that's a lot of money. How can I be sure you've got him?
Well, you just have to take that on faith. And Pryor, the man I really wanted was you.
That's very flattering.
Maybe. Well, unless you want him to die in your place, you better get that money.
Well, I'll have to think about it.
Well, don't you take long. I'll call back and don't you call the police. You're being watched.
Hello? Hello?
You recognize that voice? Was that anybody you knew?
No, I don't think so.
Is that him again?
Yes, he's got Jordan. Apparently I was number 1 on his shopping list, but he made a mistake.
Are those the pictures, Mrs. Pryor?
Oh, yes, this one.
Good. You know this guy?
No, I don't think so. Do you?
Maybe not. Look, we got work to do. Notify the local FBI. Fill them in.
Yes, sir.
Told me to stay away from the police.
It's too late for that, Mr. Pryor. We're already in it.
Suppose he's watching.
Oh, he isn't. At least not yet. I had a squad car parked in your driveway all this time. He wouldn't have called if he was.
Where are you going?
To my office. This picture, it bothers me. I want to check it out with our files.
Who are you trying to impress?
Impress?
Well, nobody's really that cool. Your life is in danger.
I guess it is. You want one of these?
When I do, I'll get one. Put them back on the table. Isn't that sweet? He brought one for you. Thank the man.
Thank you.
You anything on the radio?
No. Pryor's kept his mouth shut.
You're wasting your time. He's not going to pay any money for me. I'm not important to him.
You better be.
Do you mean to say that I had a convicted murderer right here in my house?
Yes, sir.
And in spite of that, you expect my cooperation?
I'm afraid we need it.
Well, the man's a killer. Why should I help him?
Because they may kill him if you don't, Mr. Pryor.
Well, that's not the point. You only want to save him so you can execute him. What difference does it make how he dies?
Mike!
No, I mean it. They want to put him in the electric chair or the gas chamber, and they're asking me to finance it.
Now look at it this way, Mr. Pryor. If the kidnapper escapes, he may try it again.
Next time he'll get an innocent victim.
How do I know it is a kidnapping? Maybe Kimball's behind the whole thing. It's probably just a scheme to extort money.
Mike, we both know him. He's not that kind of man.
I'm not going to argue about it. I'll stay here by the phone. I'll help him trace his calls. That's as far as I go.
Which is driving me crazy.
Why don't you give up, Janie?
Not a chance. He's gonna pay.
For what?
For this. What it feels like to be dead from the waist down. It's a whole new ball game, mister.
Pryor didn't put you on crutches, did he?
Didn't he?
Talking too much.
You know, a couple of years ago, I bust loose from the signal corps. Gonna knock the world on its tail. I got hit by a truck. That's how this happened. You know who owned that truck? Pryor. Got a fleet of them all over the country.
It was an accident. He wasn't driving.
I'm not finished. When I came to in the hospital, a lawyer was standing over my bed with a piece of paper for me to sign. He said they'd pay for the operation. I didn't know any better, so I signed it. That took Pryor and his company off the hook.
How many operations did you have?
3. And they didn't take. Legally, I couldn't get back at Pryor anymore. But I wrote him lots of letters. And I asked him for work, anything. Janitor, elevator operator. And he didn't answer, not one of them. That's when Irene got the smart idea to grab a hold of Pryor.
You had a raw deal. But this isn't going to work.
So what are you trying to tell me? I should let you go?
So you can run to the cops.
I won't do that.
Sure?
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I'm in trouble. I go to the police, they'll arrest me.
You mean you got a record?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a trick.
No, I don't know. You don't talk like a gardener.
Let me walk out that door. I'll be 100 miles from here by the time it's dark.
You're not going to listen to him, are you, Cheney?
Pryor owes me for a new pair of legs. I'm going to collect it.
Why do we need another phone?
Mr. McIntyre here wants to keep a line open to his company. That way we can try for a quick trace if the kidnapper calls again.
Stand by down there. And don't go out for coffee. I'm leaving this off the hook. All set, Lieutenant. No promises, though.
Everybody's hedging their bets around here.
What are the chances of getting him back, Mr. Warren?
It's hard to say, Mrs. Pryor. We're doing everything we can do. But without your husband's help, I don't know.
Mr. McIntyre, what exactly is the problem downtown?
Well, there's no actual problem, sir. It's just a matter of time. We can't guarantee that we can trace
Well,
the
it's not a
call.
question of guarantee. I think if this thing can be set up, we...
Mike, I want to talk to you. Why can't you look at me? Are you ashamed?
Shamed?
You should be. You know, Mike, I've learned to live with your indifference to me. But you're allowing a decent man to die by ignoring him like this. By acting as if he doesn't exist.
Define decent for me, Laura. You've seen a great deal more of Kimball than I have.
I've seen him doing your job with your son. And whatever he's suffering now is in your place.
In my place? Well, let's discuss that for a
Mike,
minute.
I'm just asking you to help the man.
I didn't ask him to suffer anything.
I wonder what you like when you really flip.
Well, I'm glad I'm an interesting novelty for you.
You ever been to Miami Beach?
Yes?
The girl?
Yes.
Particular girl.
She's particular, yes, but she didn't carry a gun.
I heard about those nights down there. They're warm. Very warm. And all that sand. Bet we could really swing down there.
Just Three of us. You and me. And all that money.
Would you gentlemen like any more coffee?
No. Thank you, Mrs.
Hello, Fred. This could be it.
Remember, keep them talking as long as you possibly can.
Hello. Hello. Speaking. Yes, you'll get the money.
Tell them to hurry. I don't know how long he can stall.
Wait a minute. Is he all right? I want to talk to him. Hello? Hello? He hung up. Hello? Hello?
Pryor,
Speaking.
make up your mind.
Yes, you'll get the money.
You have it there?
Not yet. The bank is sending it over by messenger.
Make sure it's in small, unmarked bills. I'll call you later and tell you where to leave it.
Wait a minute. Is he all right?
He's fine so far.
I want to talk to him.
He's not in the mood. I'll call you later.
Hello?
Is that the man you spoke to, Mrs. Pryor?
Yes.
Good boy, Fred. Let's have it. Gentlemen, we don't have an address yet, but it came from the Oak Lane section.
Let's go. When you get the address, call my office. They'll radio it out to me.
Address confirmed. 638. Repeat. 638 Foxcroft Road. Over.
Is there a telephone number? Over.
Fitzroy 419.
Right, thank you. Over and out. You know where that is?
A few miles from here.
Father, has anybody used that phone in the past half hour?
No one. I've been sitting here working on Sunday's sermon.
Any visitors?
Not a soul. They generally leave me alone when I'm writing a sermon. I have a reputation for breathing brimstone.
Father, is there an extension telephone in the church?
No. This is the only phone. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I wish I could be of more help.
Well, thank you, Father, but I'm afraid you don't deal in the kind of miracles we're looking for.
Then right after the accident, you couldn't move your legs.
Not an inch.
And these operations you talked about, were they brain operations?
No. On my spine. All the good that did me.
What do you know about that stuff?
I used to work in a hospital.
Is that what you're on the run for? Abortion?
No.
All right, you know all the facts. Let's hear it. You got a new wonder drug that'll cure me. All I got to do is have another operation. I should let you go, and then I check into a charity ward, huh? Well, come on, what's the verdict?
Well, no one can be sure without a complete examination. But from what you told me, I doubt if you'll walk again.
No. At least you're honest. No song and dance.
Glory, hallelujah.
I was hoping you would be curable. I'll give you another reason for giving this up.
Still on that kick?
I never left it. He listens to you. Why don't you talk him out of it?
I have 25,000 good reasons.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Is it for Cheney or is it for you?
Knock it off.
Now, you listen to me, mister. Maybe I am in this for the money, and maybe I just am tired of being nursemaid, and maybe I just want to grab that kitty and run.
Irene.
But you're forgetting one thing. Maybe I love that broken-down joke.
Then why don't you help him?
Oh, please.
Help me. You listen to me, buddy. I make my own decisions.
Do you?
Yeah. What about Pryor? He's going to pay off, isn't he?
Well, you know, Mr. Pryor's already called the police.
Ah, the police. Well, that won't make any difference. If they're in on this, they're sitting around with egg in their face. I sent them to church. Isn't even Sunday.
And this is probably how he fooled you. It's a test phone. Our installation men use them every day.
What for?
It lets them cut in to check a line. So all the kidnapper would have to do is to get into the church basement and attach this to the terminal. Then the call would go out over Father Connolly's line.
The company missing any of these?
He could make one himself if he knows how.
Great, isn't it? He can call from now until doomsday. There's no way to trace it.
You might check the office, see if one is missing.
I'll check it out. What are you looking for?
Well, we've got to figure that the kidnapper has a hideout where he's keeping Kimball. Now, chances are it's not too far away from Father Connolly's church. I don't see him doing much traveling just to make a phone call.
So we concentrate on that area?
Yeah. We send out every available squad car. Would you get on it, Doug, please?
Right. I was just thinking, Kimball won't be very happy when you show up.
Yeah, and he won't be very happy if we don't.
Know we're here, they'd be breaking down the door.
Watch it.
You gonna do with the gun? Shoot it?
Here's a plan, Mr. Pryor. We're hoping to pick him up after you make the drop. Now, the entire area will be staked out. Now, sooner or later, you're gonna have to come and get this money.
Suppose that doesn't work.
Well, we have one other contingency plan. Doug?
This is a radio transmitter. Don't let the size fool you. It's very powerful. We'll cushion it in foam rubber. Before we put the money into the briefcase, we'll sew it into the lining.
It'll beam a signal that we can trace by triangulation. We can use the directional antennas on our car to get a fix on it.
Well, if they're in the neighborhood, won't they scare them off?
No, not if we follow at a safe distance.
See, once we give this baby a voice, we'll know exactly where it is. We won't be very far behind it.
Hello?
Now listen carefully. 1 hour from now, I drive down Highway 126 between Springfield and Waterville. You keep your headlights on, and when you see a light flashing at the side of the road, you throw the money out. Now you got that?
Yes.
Now you don't stop. You just drive by. And you don't bring the cops with you. Otherwise, your gardener's a dead man.
That's very clever. Highway 126 is in flat country. There are no trees, no places of concealment. We can't afford a stakeout.
Well, looks like we'll have to depend on this.
Mike. Be careful.
I'm just a delivery boy.
Thanks.
I better get out there.
Well, a few more minutes, it'll all be over.
And then what?
And I start living like a human being.
Alone?
I won't be alone.
After she gets that money?
Lay off of her.
You afraid I'm right?
I said lay off of her.
Let's go.
Thanks. No, sir, that's all you can do. We'll keep you posted. Troy made the drop. Any word yet?
Not yet.
Now, this is Highway 126. The kidnapper picked up the briefcase somewhere along here. We have 2 cars in the area. When the reports start coming in, I want you to triangulate so we can get a location.
That's it. Get out your map. Car 6 calling control. Car 6 calling control. Come in, please. Over.
Come in, 6.
We've picked up a signal. It's weak, but we're on it. Over.
Where? Where are you?
About a mile east of the bridge. Over.
Stay with it. Over and out. Control calling car 5. Calling car 5. Signal reported 1 mile east of bridge. Proceed at once and establish fix.
It's all here, honey.
I'll take this out to the car.
Okay.
Get the rest of the gear. No more.
5 on Paper Mill Road. 6 moving in on Wood Lawn. Signal growing stronger. Location narrow to the general area of West Oak Lane. We'll keep you informed. Listening, out.
Thank you, Control. Over and out. Hit for West Oak Lane.
Look, Cheney, I know the police. They should be very close by now.
Now, the main thing is that I don't really blame her. Try to, but I can't.
The only chance you ever had was to grab the money and run.
Smart. That's right. She was smart to get out when she did.
Well, forget about her. You let me go, and you get out of here before they catch us.
I guess I'm not much of a man for a woman like that.
All right, Cheney.
Hold it.
I got a gamble it's either you or the police.
Positive fix, Lieutenant. Signal coming from Fremont area near Dunkirk Road and moving.
He's heading for Highway 99. It'll take him right into California. Hello, Control. This is Lieutenant Hess. Have car 5 meet me at the junction of Dunkirk Road and US 99. Dunkirk Road and US 99. We'll throw up a roadblock. Over and out.
Get out. Go on, get out. Three's a crowd.
Good luck, wise guy.
Highway 99 soon. Which way you want to go?
Whichever way you go, you're driving. Stuck.
Spread out. Spread out.
I'm not asking for a handout. All I want is honest work. Please write and tell me if there are any jobs available. Sincerely, Harold Cheney.
That poor man. Where did you find those letters?
In our files. My staff screened them out. I never even saw them.
Oh, my.
Well, that's what happens. When your business gets too big, you get insulated by red tape. Man was asking for help, and I never even heard him.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to try to help him out. I'll get him the best defense attorney available. Surely there are enough extenuating circumstances to make a difference. What is it?
Who's going to help him?
The life of a fugitive, seldom downhill. Richard Kimball moves on, the hunter and the hunted, free now to continue his search.
Thank you.